Okay, my friends, I thought I would come here and quickly talk about my low hemoglobin situation. If you saw the TikToks that I just put up, I just shared that I had my second egg retrieval. Had a good result this time round. My last cycle, I failed to respond to the trigger and we went from having 26 follicles to 0 eggs collected. This cycle, I did hemorrhage again. I had a hemorrhage with my first cycle from the depot shot, and I didn't have my blood retested before I went into my first egg retrieval, and then 2 months later I hemorrhaged again. I think if I had had another blood test between the first cycle and the second cycle, they would have seen that my iron was already really depleted, and then going into a second hemorrhage, that just took it to a level that was like beyond belief. I don't know what the metrics are that they gauge this by, but they showed me a sliding scale, and even on my blood report that I do privately, it shows a scale of between 120 and 160. This is where you should remain when you are looking to have healthy iron levels. And I know by looking at my reports in October 2022, I was at a 120. So that was bordering on the line of anemia. I've been anemic on and off my whole life, so this was not surprising to me. But because I had a hemorrhage, I had this blood report in October 2022, and then I had a hemorrhage in November 2022, and then I had 2 months, and then I had another hemorrhage in February 2023. I think if we had just reviewed my blood work and gone for another blood test, I would have been able to save a lot of this hassle, because maybe I would have been more diligent with iron supplements. Maybe they would have given me iron infusions from the minute I told them I was hemorrhaging for a second time. With that being said, some of the symptoms that I was really experiencing with this second hemorrhage and extremely low hemoglobin, which I don't even know if I said the level of what it was at. So you should be between 120 and 160. I was at a 79. It was crazy. And so I was super fatigued. In this Airbnb, while I was just waiting for my egg retrieval, I was either on the toilet gushing blood or sleeping. I could barely even be on my phone. I was so short in breath that even walking to just get some food, you would have thought I was running a marathon. I sent my friend a voice note and I was so out of breath by just walking. When I got to my clinic, after they did my blood test, they looked at me, they were like, Nicole, we don't even know how you're walking. That's how bad your hemoglobin is and how low in iron you are. Which brings me to the next thing, is that I was super dizzy, and I was having such crazy heart palpitations, and that then made me feel more lightheaded and more dizzy. And then my hands and my feet were so incredibly cold. I would go literally put them in just hot water in the bathroom and they still just would not warm up. And so this is something that I haven't seen many people talk about in regards to their IVF journey. I rarely see people deal with, well, at least posting about and dealing with a thick uterine lining and then the complications of hemorrhaging out. So I thought I would just quickly share what happens there. In another video, I'll talk about what we did to resolve it.